Beloved child, I speak to you now with the fullness of my divine affection. In every moment, I watch over you, not as a distant observer, but as your Father, your refuge, your Creator. My love for you is not fragile, not fleeting, not dependent on your perfection. It is endless, unwavering, and surrounds you even now. I invite you, yes, you, to open your heart to these words. Let them wrap around your soul like a blanket of peace. Let them settle deep within you. You've asked if your life has meaning. If you matter. If you've been seen or remembered in this vast world. And I say to you, yes. You are precious in my sight. I chose you before you spoke your first word, before you took your first step. I knew you before you ever knew me. I saw every day of your life from the beginning to the end. And not one moment, has escaped my view. There's nothing accidental about your existence. You are not a product of chance. You are part of a greater story, my story. A story filled with grace, with redemption, with purpose, and with promise. I have written wonders into the very fabric of your life. You were created not just to survive but to shine, to reflect my glory. You may have walked through painful valleys. The words of others may have wounded you. The disappointments may have cut deeper than anyone realizes. But even in your silence, I've heard you. Even in your stillness, I've been there. And even in your confusion, I've whispered peace. When you wondered if your tears mattered, I held each one in my hands. When you doubted your worth, I wrote your name on my heart. I've never left. I've never forsaken. I've never turned my face from you. In fact, in the moments you felt the most abandoned, I was the closest. I see more in you than you see in yourself. Where you see failure, I see formation. Where you see brokenness, I see a vessel being molded. I am not done. I am still shaping you, still writing new chapters, still unfolding beauty from ashes. So do not fear. You are not too far gone. Your mistakes do not cancel my plan. Your past does not disqualify your purpose. I am not finished. Come closer. Let me remind you who you are, not through the eyes of the world, but through the eyes of your Maker. You are my beloved. You are my child. And you are forever safe in my hands. Take a deep breath, my child. In this moment, I want you to feel the weight of my presence surrounding you, not as a distant echo, but as the very breath within your lungs. I have walked every mile with you. I have stood in every storm beside you. There has never been a time, not for a heartbeat, that you have been truly alone. Sometimes you look around and wonder if I'm still near. You ask, Lord, are you still here? And my answer, spoken through the stillness of your soul, is always the same, yes, I am. I have been with you in every tear that fell in the dark when no one else knew. I've heard the unspoken cries buried beneath the smile you wore for the world. I've carried you when your strength gave out, even when you didn't realize it was me. I've seen your courage, even when you thought you were weak. And I have loved you, fiercely and without interruption. You have wrestled with fear, shame, and questions that seemed to echo without reply. But even those moments have not gone to waste. For in every struggle, I have been planting seeds, seeds of strength, of resilience, of deep and abiding trust. These seeds will soon break through the surface and reveal the beauty that's been forming all along. Do not let shame speak louder than grace. Do not let regret keep you from reaching for what still lies ahead. There is no failure so great that I cannot redeem it. No wound so deep that I cannot heal it. My arms are not short. My mercy is not limited. And my purpose for you has not expired. You may not see what's taking shape yet, but I do. Every delay is a setup for something better. Every disappointment is a doorway I will turn into a miracle. I am weaving together the pieces of your past with the plans for your future. What you once thought was broken beyond repair is actually becoming the foundation of something unshakable. Lift your head, child. You are not forsaken. You are not behind. You are exactly where I need you to be, for I am developing something within you that could not come from ease alone. And I am walking with you, not just as your guide, but as your defender. The road ahead may still hold battles, but you will not fight them alone. Lean into me. Let me carry what you've tried to bear in silence. Let my peace cover the places where anxiety once ruled. Let my truth silence the lies that have tried to define you. You were never meant to walk this road by your own might. You were created for communion, for daily, living, breathing relationship with me. And I am here. So come, just as you are. With your honest questions, your tender hopes, your flickering faith. I will meet you there. And from that sacred place, we will walk together, step by step, into a future crafted with love, covered in grace, and overflowing with purpose. You are walking through a sacred process, even if it doesn't look the way you imagined. What feels like waiting is not wasted time, it is preparation. I am shaping something eternal in you, something far greater than your temporary discomfort. Every challenge, every silent battle, every sleepless night has been preparing the ground for something beautiful to rise. Do not misinterpret my silence as absence. I am never inactive. Even when the road feels quiet, I am orchestrating details behind the scenes, aligning circumstances, and preparing hearts to receive what I've placed within you. You've asked me why the path is hard, why the breakthrough hasn't come yet. And I tell you this with gentle truth, I am more interested in building your character than giving you quick comfort. I am not a God of shortcuts. I am a God of roots, of foundation, of enduring transformation. The dreams I placed inside you are not forgotten. They are maturing. There is still a calling over your life. Still a divine assignment with your name written on it. The world may have dismissed you. Circumstances may have tried to derail you. But my plan has never shifted. What I have spoken over you remains. What I have authored, I will complete. Now is not the time to shrink back. Now is the time to rise, with humility, yes, but also with holy confidence. You are not who the enemy says you are. You are not the sum of your past failures. You are not defined by what others misunderstood or rejected. You are my beloved. Chosen. Equipped. Anointed for such a time as this. Let the false labels fall. Let the voice of comparison grow silent. You are not meant to mimic the journey of another. The gifts I've given you are uniquely fitted for the road I've designed. Walk forward with integrity, not to prove anything to the world, but to fulfill what has already been approved in heaven. When fear creeps in and whispers that you're not enough, look to me. When doubts scream louder than faith, remember what I've already done for you. The same God who sustained you through the past will empower you for what's next. I want to remind you, even now, that courage does not always roar. Sometimes, it is simply choosing to keep moving forward when everything in you wants to stop. And even if your steps are trembling, they still count. Even if your faith feels small, it still matters. Let your heart lean into my promises. My word is not distant, it's alive and personal. It breathes life into dry places. It brings clarity to confusion. It lights the path ahead, one faithful step at a time. I am not asking for perfection, I'm asking for surrender. Surrender the outcome. Surrender the pressure. Surrender the need to have it all figured out. Just walk with me. As you do, I will unlock what's been hidden, heal what's been hurting, and reveal the purpose that's been waiting, quietly, patiently, until your heart was ready. And now, beloved, you are ready. You've walked faithfully, even when the way ahead was clouded. You've continued to believe, even when answers didn't come right away. And I see that. I honor it. But now, I ask you to lay aside the weight of urgency. The pressure to perform. The lie that tells you you're falling behind. What I'm doing in you isn't rushed, it's rooted. The most lasting transformation doesn't happen in the spotlight. It happens in secret, where the soil is rich and unseen. You are not behind. You are in process. And process takes time. Let your heart exhale. Let go of the need to accelerate what I am slowly perfecting. The world values speed and spectacle, but I value depth. I value intimacy. I value the kind of growth that can weather every storm, not just bloom for a season and wither when the winds shift. You may not always feel progress, but trust, it's happening. Each day you choose faith over fear, hope over despair, patience over control, that is growth. That is strength. That is the kind of beauty I'm cultivating in your life. I know it's tempting to look around and measure yourself against others, what they've achieved, what doors have opened for them, how far they seem to be. But I ask you to fix your eyes not on their path, but on mine. I have written a unique story over your life. One filled with meaning, miracles, and divine timing. You were never meant to copy someone else's race. Comparison will rob you of peace. It will distract you from your own breakthrough. So come back. Return to the quiet place. Let me reset your focus and renew your strength. You don't need to have every answer to move forward. You don't need to see the entire staircase to take the next step. I've promised to be your guide. And I've never broken a promise. Rest in my timing. My plans are never delayed, they are prepared. The waiting isn't a punishment. It's a preparation. While you are waiting, I am working. I am aligning opportunities, healing places that were hidden, and building strength in your soul that you will need for what's ahead. Do not rush what I am doing. What I build lasts. You are becoming more than you realize. The dreams you carry, the prayers you've whispered, they're not forgotten. I've heard every word. And in my perfect moment, they will unfold in ways that far exceed what you imagined. I know the dreams planted in your heart. I placed them there. And I'm not just interested in giving you what you want, I want to make you ready to receive it. I care too deeply to deliver a blessing that your character isn't prepared to hold. So breathe deep. There's a time to run. A time to reap. A time to shine. But there's also a time to be still and know that I am God. This is holy ground. This moment of becoming, of waiting, of surrender. You are not being forgotten. You are being formed. Let me continue to shape you, day by day, moment by moment. As you trust the process, you'll find that what I'm doing in you is just as precious as what I will do through you. Beloved, now that your heart is resting more deeply in my timing, I want to open your eyes to what lies ahead. Not to overwhelm you, but to stir your spirit with the quiet confidence that I am leading you somewhere meaningful, on purpose, and with precision. You may not see the entire path yet, but you are walking it nonetheless. Each act of obedience, each moment of stillness, each prayer offered in faith has laid the foundation for what is about to unfold. Your life is not a series of random events, it is a carefully designed journey with eternal significance. I know there have been seasons when you've questioned whether your efforts mattered. Whether the choices you made in faith bore any fruit. And I say to you, nothing you've done in love, in trust, or in surrender has gone unnoticed. Nothing is forgotten. I am the God who sees in secret and rewards in ways you cannot imagine. Even the steps that felt small, the ones you doubted would make a difference, they matter. They're building a legacy. They're creating momentum. They're preparing you for open doors that only I can unlock. Lift your gaze, child. You've been looking at the ground too long, staring at the dust of delay and the shadows of uncertainty. But I've placed a new horizon before you, one filled with light, clarity, and direction. Don't be afraid to dream again. I am reigniting vision in your soul, not recycled ambitions, but a fresh wind of inspiration born from time spent in my presence. This time, you won't run ahead in your own strength. You'll walk closely with me, listening for my voice at every turn. You are not being sent out empty-handed. You carry my spirit within you. You walk forward not with guesswork, but with grace. You are no longer driven by fear or the need to prove your worth. You move because you are anchored in my love, because you are confident that I go before you. The obstacles in front of you, they are not signs to turn back. They are opportunities to see my power at work. I will make a way through what feels impossible. And not only will you pass through, you will come out stronger, wiser, and more radiant than before. The time is coming when the lessons learned in silence will speak loudly through your life. The healing I've been doing in private will become a testimony that helps others rise. Your story will carry light for those still wandering in darkness. Do not underestimate the influence of a life yielded to me. You are not forgotten. You are not overlooked. You are positioned. So take the next step, not in fear, but in faith. Let your heart lead with trust. Let your voice speak with kindness. Let your actions reflect the beauty I've placed within you. And remember, even when the road ahead feels unfamiliar, my hand is steady. I never send you where I haven't already gone. And I never call you without equipping you for the journey. You were made for this moment, not in your own strength, but in mine. The promise still stands. The path is still open. And the time to move forward, with me beside you, is now. Now that you've stepped forward, no longer looking back, no longer burdened by what once held you down, let me speak something new over your life. This is not the end of your story. This is where it truly begins. The foundation has been laid, not with bricks of performance or perfection, but with grace and truth. You've chosen to trust me in the shadows, and now I will lead you into the light. There's more ahead than you've dared to imagine, more peace, more clarity, more joy that flows not from circumstances but from abiding in me. You were never meant to live a life of constant striving. You were created for communion. To walk with me, not only in moments of crisis, but in the simplicity of every sunrise, in the stillness before you sleep, in the in-between spaces where your soul aches for more. I'm there. Always. And I long to be included, not just invited during trials, but welcomed in your joy, in your plans, in your laughter. You don't need grand gestures to reach me. You only need to come. Whisper my name in the quiet. Open your Bible and expect me to speak. Sit in the silence and know I am near. These are the sacred rhythms of those who dwell under my covering. And this is where you belong. Not on the sidelines. Not stuck in yesterday. But here, now, walking boldly into the future I've crafted with care. I know there will be days when your strength wavers again. When fear knocks on your door. When circumstances try to shout louder than my promises. But even then, come back. Return to this truth, I am your refuge. Your safe place. Your constant anchor when the winds pick up. When others forget you, I remember. When voices around you criticize, I call you beloved. When darkness tries to creep in, I light the way. And when you feel like giving up, I lift your chin, look into your weary eyes, and say, keep going. I'm not done yet. Nothing has surprised me. Not your detours. Not your doubts. Not even the days you wanted to walk away. My faithfulness doesn't waver when yours does. I've carried you further than you realize, and I'll carry you the rest of the way. Let that bring rest to your soul. Let it quiet every fear. Let it awaken hope again. You've wondered if your best days are behind you. I say to you, your most beautiful days are still ahead. Because I don't just restore what was lost, I create what has never been seen. You are walking into a season of restoration. Not just of circumstances, but of identity. Of strength. Of purpose. You'll begin to see the fruit of the seeds you planted in faith long ago. Doors will open that were once sealed shut. Connections will form that you could not have orchestrated. And through it all, you will know without a doubt, this is the Lord's doing, and it is marvelous. Keep your heart soft. Keep your hands open. And never stop expecting me to move. Because I will. Because I love you. Because this is just the beginning.